Guys, please watch this video.
Everything about this EFCC thing is just mind-boggling and crazy. Now let's go to the secret company. My people, the secret company is none other than Northside Music Entertainment. I signed Cynthia Morgan with Northside Music Entertainment. All Cynthia Morgan videos has Northside Inc. in it. How is it a secret company to Peter all of a sudden in 2024?
And that was Jude responding 5 days after my open letter, and also addressing the allegation that Paul said I wrote a petition against him at the EFCC. Mr. Jude Okoye, there's nothing like Northside Music Entertainment. Look at what you registered. It's Northside Music Limited. Don't confuse people by adding entertainment. And again, there's nothing like Northside Inc. existing. Yes, there's nothing like Northside Inc. existing. We actually found another one earlier which says Northside Music Inc. Limited. Now it has gone to change to Northside Music Limited. Jude, you know what you're doing, and I'm going to prove to you that Northside Music is a secret account. You know about it. Paul knows about it. Now, if you think I'm lying, hear Paul. And now I'm hearing Jude open a secret account. Biko, which one is secret account? Jude has been bearing Northside. First of all, there was Northside Music when Jude was doing movies. Later, Northside Limited, which was now the Psquare management, this thing. Now, Northside Music, which was the one he signed his own artist. Paul, did you hear yourself? There was Northside Music when Jude was doing movies. When Jude was doing movies, we were still in Jos, okay? I now said again, there's Northside Limited. Come back again and say, there's Northside Music, the one now he used to sign Cynthia Morgan. Paul, what are you saying? He says Jude has been answering Northside when he was doing movies. That means that was when we were still in Jos, and Paul knows about it. Peter doesn't know. Now here Paul, he said Jude has Northside Music when we were doing the same Northside Music, but guess when it was registered? In 2015. That is almost 10 years plus or 11 years after we moved into Lagos. Now, in my statement when I was addressing the EFCC matter, I said that Northside Music bank account, Access Bank, has, that's why I call it secret account, has address in Yaba, that is Jude's wife. And Jude, you lied again. Now here Jude saying, this is explaining about Northside Music registration.
I want to understand, how is Northside Music that has a CAC certificate registration since 2015? How is Northside Music that was registered, according to him, the address of the secret company was my wife's. That's how he had to get my wife involved. It has to do with my wife's people's or my wife's home address. Please look at the address here. You can see what the address says. It's 178 Lola Holloway, Omole. Both my address, both my signature and Ife's signature says the same thing. Can you see that? Look at it. So why would it say Umokeke Ifoma Chidima 178 Lola Holloway, Jude Okoye Chidozie 178 Lola Holloway? This is the same Squareville. That's the address of Squareville where the three of us, Peter, Paul, and Jude, lives. Or rather, we were living then.
Yes, Jude, you are absolutely correct. That's the same address the three of us used to live at Omole. But Jude, you're only talking about the CAC document registration. I am talking about the bank account, Access Bank account address. The address you have there is your wife's family address. Now, guys, listen to Jude, how he was trying to respond to this allegation. Listen.
He had to look for a way to go and twist the EFCC situation to make it look fraudulent. The address he was talking about, if my wife having her people's address, was the address of the account opener. The accountant that opened the account address. He went and saw account opener. Oh, they opened an account with their address and now came out and said,
now, I think we all look stupid now. Your account officer woke up one morning, decided to put his own address. Jude, hear yourself. This is same you. So let me give you guys, let's analyze this. If you want to open a corporate account or a business account, you must submit your CAC document. The same CAC that Jude showed up, he showed the address. Why didn't they put that address there? Jude, you know why? You know why? Because if you have put that address, you say we live together. When we live together, if they send mails or parcel, anything, it will arrive in our house. Maybe the day you're not around, I might pick it up and look at the envelope and I'll tear it, I'll open it and I'll discover there's a company called Non-Sign Music. That was why you told them not to put your address. How can your account officer put your address? Please, guys, hear Jude. That his account officer just decided to put his address. That I'm trying to. Jude, you know what you are doing. Jude, you know what you are doing. Imagine now, tomorrow, they decide to use, even the account officer, you must provide that account officer. Because you know why? Imagine if they use that account to do a fraudulent act. That account officer will be in trouble. Why would you do that? Why would your account officer put his own address in your company bank account? How is that possible? My people, hear Jude. I'm not stupid. And again, Jude, why is your wife's date of birth says 1980? That means we're age mates. Right? Jude, everything about Non-Sign Music is falsified. You know. Now, talking about date of birth. Yeah, I changed my birthday. I'm sure everything I've said, it was to change my birthday. I would say I didn't change my birthday. I say my birthday celebration. But see, right now, I changed down my birthday. It's worth it. Do you know that is not what I've been going through ever since Psquare had problems? And anytime we're celebrating our birthday, it will be insult upon insult from my wife to myself. Now, you guys will remember all this. Ever since Psquare we're having problem, Lola will always go to, she doesn't know how to post happy birthday to me alone. Because if she posts alone, they will start insulting her. She will not post I and Paul. Of course, you know how Paul always responds. Paul will post on a story, go to the page, insult her. Until the last one Paul did. Me and Lola had serious fight. I told her not to post. When Lola posted, look at what Paul posted in his story. It shamed her. Told her that Paul said something like, in fact, look at, guys, read. Man, no vex. And people expect me to continue celebrating the same birthday date with you. Bro. Do you know what really adds up to all this? That every November 18th, Peter Okoye, I have to leave my house. Either I travel or I pretend I travel, I'll go to my friend's place or look for somewhere and stay alone. I don't stay with my family. You know why? Paul always throws party. Barbecue party every November 18th, and he's going to have people. Of course, those people don't want to feel guilty. When they don't gossip finish, they can come my place, come begin to talk, or they want to come and see me. I don't do all that. I just wanted to have, I just want to remove my mind, because this whole every November 18th, Psquare crisis will start hitting on the internet. And again, Even I tried my possible best to start releasing music video or some new song on November 18th, so that I don't have to post happy birthday to myself or anything. I'll just post new music video. For example, look at it here. This song, November 18th. That one, again, November 18th. This one, November 17th. Well, you see November 18th because I have to put it on hold for it to upload. So every November 18th is always this sort of about Mona no verse. I don't change the birthday. Full time. November 30th. Yes, I know I cannot change. To try to change all my documentation, my passport, it will take a long process because you guys know I'm on tour. I travel all the time, live on like that. My celebration on November 30th. Everybody don't like I go heated for war. So guys, if there's something that is bothering me here, is how did Jude convince the aggregators to say stop paying money inside Northside Entertainment and start paying the money inside Northside Music? How did they do it? Because these people would have asked for my letter of authorization. I would have signed. But there's one shocking discovery. Go to the portal. This thing is in CSE portal. Look at this, guys. This is Northside Entertainment, a management company owned by 3 of us. Jude Okoye, Paul Okoye, Peter Okoye, as shareholders, as directors. But guess what? Look on top of there. It says 3 officers. 3 of us. This is where the shocking discovery happens. Now, here is Northside Music. Who are the directors and shareholders? Only Jude and his wife. Look at it. Jude Okoye, a former Mokikabi. Okay. But look at the officers. How come they are 4 in number? How come they are 4? What really happened? Who are the remaining 2? Obviously, still Peter and Paul. Obviously, what they did was to fill up the form for Northside Music with Peter, Paul, and Jude. I don't know if they forged my signature. I don't know how, but this is what I think that happened. They set up Northside Music, included me and Paul. When they are done, they sent it out to the aggregators. Probably they told them that Northside Entertainment is the management company, while Northside Music is now the record label. The aggregators all started paying money inside Northside Music. The moment they started paying money, they have to go, probably they have to create another letter to say, oh, Peter and Paul are no more shareholders or directors. That thing that they wanted to do to me, that we had the fight in that office, they had to remove me and Paul because the deed had been done. They've achieved what they wanted to do. They started paying money inside Northside Music. He now included his wife. It was the same period. Probably that's what they did. I don't know, but I feel that's what they did. That's what we have. How come you and your wife are shareholders and directors of the company, but we have 4 officers? Who are the 2? So now what I mean, that's why you have 4 people. That's what they did, if you ask me. Because if you decide to go and buy shares in this company, you're going to ask, who are the remaining 2 shareholders? I think that's what happened. Jude, you know what you did. Come on! You and Paul know what you did. And guys, guess what? I've forgiven them, but they can never have access to me. Forgiveness is not having access to me. I forgive myself, first of all, for allowing this bullshit to happen. I forgive him. Does not take away the data of what they did to me. Let's continue. I'm sure most of you will be shocked if I say this. In all this that is happening, Jude served me a letter Yes. There's another court case. Hope you all know that the case right now is between Nosa Music and federal government and the state government. I'm only just a witness, so I have nothing to do with it. But there's another one that is coming. Do send me a letter. Yes. They just did the hearing recently. It go long. It go long. I guess the letter he sent me with in support of Paul, that he's the Psquare. During the hearing, first thing they wanted to do was to stop me from performing Psquare song. Damn, Jude. Jude, come on, bro. There's a paragraph that I want you guys to read. No, these guys don't see me finish. No, don't see me finish. Read this paragraph. That contrary to the paragraph 5 of the center affidavit of the third defendant, I have been coming to Lagos. That's Jude. I've been coming to Lagos for years before bringing the third and fourth defendant, that's Peter and Paul, to Lagos in 2005. I was the person that put up the brand Psquare together from inception after Paul Okoye, the fourth defendant, left MMPP and started singing and writing songs alone as solo artist. I was the one who invited Mr. Peter Okoye, the third defendant, to bring his dancing skills and join Mr. Paul Okoye. Hey! CC finish. Jude. CC finish. So Jude, in your claim that you brought Psquare into Lagos in 2005, so automatically that makes you the owner of Psquare. I need to ask you a question. Psquare first album came out in 2003. That does not mean that was when we started our career. We've been singing like almost 4 or 5 years before our first album. So within that time, Awuti was our manager. Who were you? Yes, Jude. In the contract we signed with Awuti, the first contract we signed with Awuti for almost 5 years, was the signature there. What were you doing? Jude, you were in school. You were in school. Choma, our mother, Awuti, almost 8 years before we brought you in. So after our first album, 2 years after our first album, because you brought us to Lagos, according to you, did you bring us to Lagos? Jude, we brought you to Lagos. I sold my car, Honda Civic. I was the one, we actually came to Lagos, paid for our first house. I have the receipt, I'll look for it. Our first house in Egbemi, I paid for it. When we paid, there was no TV, there was no nothing. You and Paul even ran away. I stood back. It was me that booked a show at Ilorin, and I used that 70,000 to buy second-hand TV, chair, everything. You and Paul were nowhere to be found. On our wrong go just back. All of a sudden, you own Psquare. You dey sue Peter. And Paul, they support you. Paul is coming to be a witness for you. I say go long. You know what they pepper you, Jude? You know what they pepper you? Paul, you know what they pepper you now? Should I say it? Let me say it. So apparently, when EFCC were doing the investigation, they discovered 2 big mansions 2 minutes away from this house. Guess who owns them? Paul and Jude. They traced it and found out they actually bought it from the stolen money. Now they've frozen it, they've seized it, they sealed it up for future. And that's why they are mad.
Cynthia Morgan was signed in October of 2013. Then I wasn't expecting to sign Cynthia Morgan. Like you people already know, the contract was prepared by Cynthia Morgan and her then manager, Joy. They came to my room suddenly begging, Jude, let's do this. So I did not have any company that I run with. I'm only running with Northside Entertainment, which was Psquare and me.
Did you guys hear that? Exactly what I'm talking about. Hear him louder. Hear Jude louder. He doesn't run any company except Northside Entertainment, which is Psquare and him. He didn't say three of us as Psquare. Now that confirms that Jude was a student, like I said earlier. He was schooling. He wasn't employed. He doesn't have any company. I won't say he was jobless, because I would say, Jude, you are jobless. Because when I and Paul were in school, still doing Psquare, we were working. We were University of Abuja. So, Jude, you were in school. But I and Paul were Psquare, working. You just confirmed it. You were not running any company. You did not employ anybody. You're unemployed. So, same Paul said that Jude has been running Northside Music before we moved into Lagos. Almost 24 years ago. Their stories are not tallying. And again, you said you signed Cynthia Morgan in October 2013. And this is the contract. It has Northside Music Inc. But in 2013, you have not registered it. It means that you signed Cynthia Morgan with unregistered company. Right? Now, this is where it gets interesting. Listen.
I'm only running with Northside Entertainment, which was Psquare and me. I was like, okay, to make it a little formal then, I now used the letterhead of Northside Entertainment to print the first page of that agreement. But whatever write-up that is about the agreement is talking about Northside Music Inc. This was 2013. We're talking about 11 years ago.
So, Jude, that means you signed Cynthia Morgan with unregistered company in 2013 because Northside Music was registered in 2015. Right? So, 2 years after signing her, that was when you registered Northside Music. With our own company, Northside Entertainment letterhead paper. Jude. After I submitted the petition, the ongoing investigation was already going on and all that. I was about to embark on a journey to Turkey, Istanbul. Of course, to go and do when I did, of course, you also I did my hair implant. There was a document they demanded. So I was going through my document and all that. Guys, you need to see what I found. Oh my God. I found in same 2013, I found a Northside Entertainment statement of account that we used, we used in going to, I think, America Embassy, one of these embassies. I think it's like 6 months statement of account. Remember, this is a USD account, like dollar account, right? Now, I'm going to show you guys the statement of account. Of course, now some people go shout, say, oh, so Psquare, we are making this kind of money. Don't worry, Psquare no small. Psquare no small. Remember, we share 3 ways. If 50,000 goes to Peter, it goes to Paul, it goes to Jude. So this is the account. When you look left top, you see it's Northside Entertainment Limited. When you look top right, you see USD. That shows it's a dollar account. If you look further down, where it says statement period, it says 2nd of March 2013 to 31st of October 2014. That's the duration of this statement of account. Now, if you look at the first page, it circled $50,000 into 3 places, which is supposed to be Peter, Paul, and Jude. But see, the first 50,000 went to Jude's account. Because remember, Jude is the one signing all this, doing all these transactions, not me. All right? Or Paul. Now, the first 50,000 was sent to Jude's account. Jude sent it to his account. The second 50,000, Jude now sent it to his account. The third 50,000 below, Jude now sent to me, Peter Okoye's account. Now, if you look at it properly, Jude sent 50,000 twice to himself. If Jude decides to send Paul 50,000 in the next page, it means that Jude is now stealing from Peter and Paul. But if he sends Paul 100,000, it means that Paul and Jude are stealing from me. Now, let's go to the next page. In the next page, look at very well. Who did Jude, the second one, who did Jude send $100,000 to? It's Paul, not so Okoye. Now, in the box ones, he now sent 20,000 to Peter and Paul. I can't remember why the money was there, but we'll come back to that. Again, look at the two second ones. Jude again, the first second one again. Who did Jude send 100,000 to? To himself. The second one, who did Jude send 100,000 to? To himself. Right? Swipe again. The next one, who did Jude send $150,000 to? He sent it to himself. Look down again. I didn't circle it, but if you look down, you see another 50,000. Jude sent the 50,000 to himself. Now, Jude sent 150,000 to himself. Now, who did Jude send $150,000 in the next page? Paul Okoye. This is what these guys were doing to me. Because if they give me a statement of account, if you look at the amount there, it says $3.2 million. I'll just look at it that side, I'll forget. What that means that the aggregators were paying inside Nonsa Entertainment, Paul and Jude were splitting it. Yes. And you guys think it's fair. Like I said before. I beg, as soon as they steal from me, more even they nice now. There's a way you be stealing from somebody, eh? You still be nice to the person, made they know, made they no suspect. When they steal from me, still they try to pin me down. You know, go better for two of them. So, remember when I said we were all invited and I came with two of my lawyers? When they asked Jude, do you know you committed an offense here? Jude said, yes. But guess what? When we're having more like everybody's arguing whether this one's took this amount, Paul is claiming Jude is the Psquare. One of the investigators now say, now, let's do it this way. Three of you all agreed in your statement that you share 3 ways. Jude, here is how we can prove to you guys that you guys have been unfair to Peter. You guys say this. Breakdown of the sum investigated by EFCC at the meeting held on the 6th of June 2024. Account investigated EcoBank, Zenith Bank, and FCMB. Let's find out how much left Nonsa Entertainment to individual account. All of us agreed we share 3 ways. If they've suspected they've transferred 10 billion naira to Peter, Jude 10 billion, Paul 10 billion. Now let me tell you what they did to me. Watch. Nonsa Entertainment FCMB dollar account. They discovered 368,950,000. That 350, what left to Jude's account is 211,650 dollars. $211,000. While Jude was getting 211,000, Paul was getting $78,650. See how much Peter got? 41,800. Tell me, how do you feel? They found naira in some account, because that's the US account we had before we broke up. They found 19,400,858. One went to Jude, inside 19 million, 5 million. One went to Paul, it's 10 million. Peter got nothing. I'm not a fool. EcoBank, they found over 1.7 million. Inside $1.7 million. What went to Jude's account is $1.1 million plus. While Jude is getting that, Paul was getting $473,000. Peter was getting $268,000. And would they share 3 ways? While Jude was getting net 79 million naira plus, Paul was getting 69 million naira plus. Peter was getting 50 something. I said I shouldn't fight for my right. No. Until depression catch me. No, they pray make I broke. Peter no get money again. So that they go laugh me. Never see anything. And the sole secret account, Northside Music, that they created. Total inflow, almost $2 million, $1,925,000. Jude got everything. Lest I forget, this was what the EFCC investigators were telling us, and we're all jotting it down. They have their own copy that I'm sure they jotted it down by themselves. While they are doing this, the Zenith Bank account officer was being arrested. He refused to bring the statement of account. He was detained. They were now printing it. I'm sure they discovered, I don't want to tell you how many hundreds of thousands of dollars or 1.something million that went to Jude again. The question is, was there ever a time that on this account they gave Peter more? No. Now, under here, Northside Music. Jude created Northside Music, both FCMB, both EcoBank, both Zenith, and same Access Bank he wanted us to open. And this was the same game tactics they used on Cynthia Morgan. Probably Cynthia Morgan will be looking for her money inside Northside Inc. Just as for me, I'll probably be looking for her own money inside Northside Entertainment, not knowing that the money are inside Northside Music. Because when Jude was being investigated, they told him to account for the money, the inflows on Northside Music. There was over hundreds of thousands of dollars, I can't even remember, that he said the money was not for Psquare. It belongs to his artist. The moment I heard that, I called Cynthia Morgan. I said, I found your money. She went to EFCC. There's a process. I don't know how far she has gone though, but I did fight my own. I don't give her this thing. Cynthia, go and fight for your money. Jude, you're wicked. You're very wicked. If you not only say that they steal from me, it would have been better. He would have been stealing from me and be nice to me. Steal from me and went online to bring me down. Mr. 99%. For you to tell EFCC in my front that Psquare, that the same crime Jude committed, that me and you committed it to, that we diverted money to. They asked you where. I said because we set up Square Root Entertainment. Jude is not our manager. We got two managers. You know, I told them it was a diversion. Highest betrayal. I thought it was just only saying it within the office of the EFCC. Paul, you took it to the public. You said it in public. Guys, watch.
It's Peter that is doing this, and I'm here. He's putting him in prison. I'm here to bring him out.
Okay, now, so, but Peter is a brother too.
I didn't deny that he's not my brother. Okay?
So, are you saying you're tilting towards Peter more than...
I understand the issues because you know why...
Sorry, towards Jude more than Peter?
It has something to do... I'm only standing for the truth. Because let me tell you something. The same crime they accuse him that he did, then Peter is guilty, Paul is guilty.
So, Paul, you look at me in my face and you tell me that you and I came back as Psquare. we set up our own management company. We perform, we sweat, went on tours. Because the money that we are making, we are not remitting to Jude. You told the EFCC that it was also diversion, and you even said it in public. Oh God. Boy, you're rude. No wonder. Mr. 99%. No wonder you wanted Jude to be our manager. Should I tell you guys what happened? Here's what the deal is. This is where I'm going to end this topic. So, when Psquare got back, Jude walked up to Paul and said, listen, as you don't get your Psquare back, this money, would they share aside? I will use that the whole my side. Paul said no. That whatever he makes in Psquare, we'll share 50-50 with Jude. So long as Jude is sharing this one with him. That's exactly what happened. Now this will now bring us the reason. The 90 million Paul claimed he borrowed Jude, he never borrowed Jude. It was those royalties. Jude and Paul were not talking for 2 months. Paul calculated the money that he's been collecting. Within that 2 months, he realized that Jude had not given him the money. That's why he said Jude is owing him 90 million. True. How can you say Jude is owing 90 million when Jude can pull out statement of account nearly $700,000 that he has in his account? Why would I borrow 90 million from you when I have this account, money in my account? Paul, why don't you tell the world the truth? That the 90 million was not in existence. It was because Jude was supposed to remit money that he's been stealing. You guys have been sharing. I found myself in the midst of their shady business. That was when we finally took Psquare catalog to those people. I said, I don't bust. That told him and Jude, they share. 3 of us, they share. I look stupid, huh? No, I never see anything.
Please, I want to ask you people, I have 1 million naira to send to anybody that can go on Google and find any time I posted a tweet or Instagram or Facebook or wherever, any defamatory whatever on Peter's wife. Please, the first person to send that thing to me on my DM will win 1 million naira.
Jude Okoye. Now you see, statement like this, that you're going to offer 1 million naira, this is where I feel pity for Paul. Guys, I can guarantee you guys, Jude, we all know. Jude, you know you use Paul as a decoy. Yes. You try to manipulate Paul to say some things online so that at the end of the day, you're not setting up Paul for dragging. Now look at what you just said. Meanwhile, look at the innocent post Ola posted to wish I and Paul happy birthday. That's Paul's response. Now look at Jude's comment underneath. There has never been a time Paul have ever had maybe a physical altercation, argument, insult, on Lola. But on Jude's side is opposite way. Jude have threatened Lola in front of Lola and myself. Jude have insulted Lola in front of me. And I wanted to hide this governor. It was actually Governor Imoke who invited us over for peace talk. And let me tell you what the man did that day. By the time we arrived, he looked at Paul. Paul started talking. Paul finished talking. He said, Jude, your turn. Jude finished talking. Let me tell you what that governor did that very day. He said, Peter, you're not going to say anything. I thought it was like a team work, like, Governor, I'm not going to say anything. Why? They've all said their own side of the story. He said, Peter, I don't think you need to say something. I said, why? He looked at me and said, Peter, Paul, if I were you guys, do you know what your problem is? It's this Jude. If I were you guys, fire him. And I said, oh, That was when Jude started saying, hey, you know what? As it is, they should tell Lola. Anyway, he says Lola is going to shoot her. Jude, you have so many times, countless times, insulted Lola in front of me, in front of people, in front of saying that tata. In fact, I don't want to even say this now. What if I tell you guys that Jude have insulted my son? You called my son a bastard in front of me and Lola. And yes, I will tell you guys this short story. Maybe I wanted to hide it. Some years back, when my girlfriend then Lola was pregnant, I didn't want the news to break me. I decided to break the news. Because then, there was too many baby mama of social celebrity, baby mama, social celebrity gave birth, social celebrity impregnated. I didn't want that to happen to me. We went for a Sound City Awards. We won 3 awards that day. When we were leaving the venue, the paparazzi, the media people gathered us. Of course, we held the awards. We were having more like an interview. Next thing I did was, they said, well, where are we dedicating the awards? I picked up the first award. I said, this award is for God, I'm Almighty. I praise God with that one. Second one award, I said, I dedicate this award to the fans and to everyone who has supported us. The last one, I say, this one is for the mother of my unborn child and my incoming son. Next thing, Paul and Jude walked away from the media setting. They picked the car, turned around, and entered the car. We drove. Left the venue towards headed to Third Main, and Jude pulled over and said, what was that for? I said, what's the problem? Do you know how this thing is going to ruin our career? I said, how ruin our career? I don't want the news to break me. I decided to break the news. The last thing I want to see online, start saying, this idiot, this is that. No, once I break the news, it's no more going to be a rumor. By the time we go home in Omole, next thing I heard from Jude, she must come on that Pekin. That woman must come on that Pekin. You're talking to her. Do you know how old I was that time, Jude? I was almost 27. Nothing that Jude and Paul didn't do for Lola to take that pregnancy out. To a point, they forged an email. Jude and Paul forged an email. I'll try and trace that email. To frame Lola up. I was on my own in my room one day. Paul came to me and said, Jude send you message. I checked my phone. He said, no, not before phone. For your email. I checked. I read that email for nearly about 20 minutes. An unknown person sent an email to Jude. Jude now forwarded to me. The things I was seeing there were rubbish. Oh, that my son is not my son. According to them, that the unknown person claimed that my son is not my son. That Lola is using the child to trap me. That I don't want to name some notable names that they mention. Mention about 4 notable names. That is that either of them that got Lola pregnant. He said, you don't read and finish. I said, what you go do about her? I said, what are you expecting me to do? Peter, this thing go kill our career. Kill what career, Paul? That my girlfriend is pregnant. Kill what career, Paul? Paul left. I didn't bother. I forwarded that email to Lola. But let me take you guys back a little bit. So, we moved into Omole some years back, almost like 16 years ago. When we moved to Omole, I was one who found the house, the duplex we were living there. Because I found the house, I have to take the master bedroom. Right? When we moved into the house, our mom came. She visited us. From Jos, she came. I greeted my mom. This was like when my son was like 5, 6 months old. When my mom visited, of course, I have to give my mom the master bedroom, and I joined Paul's room. My mom didn't come alone. She came out. You all know our mom is a pastor. She came with 3 of our pastors. When my mom came, next thing, I greeted my mom. I was just smiling. You know, you're expecting like a mother to be like, how is your new baby? My mom didn't ask. My mom just said, hi, Lola. I just said, she's fine. She said, can you tell her to come tomorrow? I said, okay, you want to see the baby? I'll tell her. She said, no. Let her not come with the baby. I said, Mom, why? You don't want to see the baby? She just said, no. Let her come first. My people, how do you guys expect me to call Lola? Because Lola was living on the island, we were living in Omole, mainland. How do you expect me to tell Lola, my mom wants to see you, and Lola will not come with the baby? It took me 3 hours thinking of, I have to go and meet one of the pastors. I said, is there anything? He said, no, don't worry. Your mom said you shouldn't, Lola shouldn't not come with the baby. Just leave it that way. I said, okay. And I finally got an idea. And I called Lola. Hey, babe, what's up? My mom is in town. Oh, really? And she wants to see you. She said, oh, nice. She wants to see the baby. Okay, I'm going to give the baby a bath once I get up. You know, I said, Lola was so excited. I said, Lola, do not come with the baby. She was like, why? I said, because we fumigated the house. It's not going to be good for the baby to inhale. She said, when did we do the fumigation? I said, even our mom is actually uncomfortable about it, but she just have to manage. It's not good for the baby. And I said, okay. The next day, Lola came. She called me that she's at the gate. I went outside. While Lola sat in the living room, I didn't see anybody in the house. I didn't see any of my brothers, the pastors. I didn't I expect to see them in the living room where Lola was. I didn't see any of them. I just said, let me go check. And I opened the door. In that my master bedroom where my mom was, everybody was seated. Even our firstborn, the one that is older than the next person before Jude, that lives in Lagos, was there. Tony, my brother, was there. The pastors were there. Paul and Jude were there. When I came, I said, okay, Lola is around. They said, tell her to come. The way I was walking to go and call Lola, I was uncomfortable. But I didn't say anything. I brought Lola. Entered the room. That was my room. Master bedroom, which there's a bed and there's a couch. Nobody stood up to say, hey, Lola, sit down. Lola just entered. Good morning, ma. Everybody get it. Nobody even cared to say, Lola, come and sit down here or anything. Nobody. I and Lola sat on the floor in my room. I and Lola sat on the floor. Next thing my mom said, young woman, we the Okoye families here have decided you should leave our son alone. I said, Mom, what's going on? Next thing. Now, because few days before that moment, me and Lola had a little quarrel, as a couple quarrel. Lola was looking at me thinking, maybe I planned it to exit the relationship. Lola just said, babe, what's going on? I said, Lola, come on. I said, Mom, what's going on? Next thing Jude just said, leave our brother alone. I look at Jude's face. Jude said, it is like carry water from mouth. I I'm like, hey, can anybody? Everyone there tried to calm Jude down. Next thing, Jude just stretched his hand. Because in that my room, I have my son's picture when he was 3 months old by the side of the bed. Jude stretched his hand and picked it and looked at it. Guess what came out of Jude's mouth? For those who understand Igbo, as the way you run now, Oyene, Unwabu, bastard. All Lola heard was bastard. Lola just said, did he just call her? I saw the pastor. I said, Lola, I was just trying to calm Lola down. Lola started crying. Guess what happened? They pushed Lola out of the house. Yes. I was trying to hold Lola. By the time I would tell Lola, stay down, Lola, calm down. Lola just opened the door. I opened the door to talk. As I opened the door, I didn't even know that Lola came with our son, with the nanny in the car. Lola still brought our son in the car. That means she was like, to her, like, okay, even if our mom, if the child cannot enter the house, her mom can come outside and see the baby in the car. That's how Lola jammed the door, zoomed off, and went back inside. Everybody have left the room, except my mom and one of the pastors. And I said to them, what have you guys done? I told Mom, did you pray before? Our mom, is it like our mom sees vision. I won't lie to you. I asked my mom, I said, did you pray before coming? Next thing our mom said, she came to take care of the situation before she can go and pray. I looked at my mom and her face. I said, this is not right. I left. Guess where I went to? I went to a hotel nearby in Omole. I stayed there alone. For hours, I waited till a particular time. I drove, went to the island. I knocked at the last door. Knocked, she wasn't picking the phone. The cook now came. She said, Madam, don't pack her things, so come out. I said, I will help her pack some bags. I didn't see Lola and my son for over 5 months. 5 months after that incident, my mom came back to Lagos, gathered everybody again, sent for me. I came, I sat down. You guys would have imagined the trauma that was going on with my brothers. We're still doing shows, doing everything together. We sat down. I sat down with everyone in the room again. Here's what happened that very day. The pastor started with the prayers, finished the prayers. And I said, Peter, what we're about to tell you, you might be disappointed, but take it that they say God works in wondrous ways. This might be one of them. As the pastor was, talking, Jude was just hissing. But this time I was now sitting close to the table near the bed. And I said, Peter, stretch your hand, let me have your son's picture. He said, don't worry. I just stretched the same picture that Jude made that statement on. Now look at the picture. Peter, the Spirit of God said we should tell you this. That if anybody insult this boy again, if he's killed, kill that person. This is your blood. I remember
I went down on the floor, I started crying. I opened my eyes, everyone had left the room. When everyone left the room, my mom said, why am I crying? That they just told me a good news. I told her, what's good about this news? What is good about this news? I went to the wardrobe because it's my room. I started packing my bags. And I looked at my mom's face. I told her, and I said, this thing you've started, I pray you'll be alive to witness the end. I left. Went back to that same hotel. When I went to that hotel, I started communicating. Then there's a family friend of Lola who has a son that's older than my son with about a few months. So I'm always calling him, do you know where Lola is? I'll call him, say he doesn't know and all that, But sometimes when I'm talking to him, I can hear a baby crying in the background. So I wasn't, because when Cameron was born, I was not there. It was this guy that was there. You know why? Do you even know why I wasn't even there? I think, oh my God. I wasn't there when my son was born. I bought a ticket to travel to make sure I was there for my son's birth. Jude booked a show in Akwa Ibom. I was backstage in Akwa Ibom. I was supposed to travel 5 days before that show. They told me they booked the show. I said, why? I went for that show. I was backstage thinking after the show I would travel. They called me. Lola has a CS. While she was delaying, waiting for me, they noticed that the baby was losing his breath. They had to slice Lola's stomach and take the baby out. Fast forward. When I was talking to George, that's the family friend, I started telling him the story of what happened in the house. Because after I finished, I told him everything that happened in the house. He felt bad. He said, Peter, your family are here with me. I said, can I talk to them? He said, yeah. I came in the phone, I asked Lola, how is everything? She started crying, and I told her, the next first thing I needed to do was to send them money. How am I going to send them money? Because the same money I'm going to ask for it. Let's fast forward, guys. I did everything for them to get back home. While I was doing all that, our mom was still around. My mom felt my pain. And she said, don't worry. Because when I was telling her about everything, she now said, I said, Mom, look at it this way. You felt you told me a good news that the child is my child. But see how everybody left. She now said, no problem. I'll talk to
brothers, they will apologize to you. I said, no problem. My mom went back to Jos. And when my mom went back to Jos, after like a week, she called me. She asked me, have they apologized? I said, only the first son, our firstborn, has apologized. She said, don't worry, they're all gonna apologize. After like a few weeks again, Henry apologized. Except Paul and Jude. The ones that I live with never did. Waited for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months till our mom died. The apology was never made, and my mom told them to do it. They never did. You know, sometimes when I hear our mom never liked Lola, I say my brothers have forgotten so soon. Our mom was sick in Jos. We flew her all the way to Lagos. During the period our mom was sick, we took her to St. Nicholas Hospital. St. Nicholas Hospital is on the island. We live on the mainland. Our mom was admitted in our hospital, and 4 of my mom's pastors were around all the way from Jos. Guess where they were staying? Lola's house. Lola's house. Lola gets up as early as 6 o'clock in the morning, makes food for them, breakfast, everything. By 7 o'clock, Lola takes them to the hospital. Lola stays in the hospital. We live on the mainland. We now leave around 11, comes to St. Nicholas Hospital. When we come, Lola will now leave and go to work. We stay with our mom in the hospital with the pastors. By the time it's almost 6 o'clock, Lola will leave work because Lola's office is not far away from St. Nicholas. She comes back at about 6 o'clock. Stays. As soon as Lola comes, we'll then leave. Lola will stay in that hospital till 12 midnight. Take them back. Take the pastors back to the house. The next morning, the same routine. For over 2 months plus, during her moment in that hospital. They have to create a narrative that Lola and my mom never had a relationship. Before even Lola, before I got married to her, Lola, my mom was already addressing Lola as our wife. It's sad that Jude is using Paul as a tool for his evil games. They say Jude sold his car to bring Psquare. Jude did a lot for peace. He produced it. Hey, guys, let's be honest. What produced what? All Psquare albums were produced by me and Paul. I have to even say Paul. I operate the keyboard. I operate the computer. I operate the Fruity Loops. I use it. Did Jude contribute in Psquare? Yes. After we turned Psquare, after we were famous. But not as people say it. They say Jude shoots Psquare's videos. Because they put directed by. Really? Since Psquare broke up, how many videos has Jude NGs shot, directed by. Even when we are at Psquare, some of them you see Jude Okoye / Clarence Peters. Check all Cynthia Morgan's videos. You will never see Jude alone. I guarantee you guys. Personally, Alingo, Shekini were shot by me. All Jude wanted for I and Paul to do was to project him as the Don Jazzy of Psquare. How? Then, during our time when we were popping, there was Two-Face, there was Face, there was Star Plus. Well, Star Plus came later. There was more hit. Jude became threatened by more hit. In fact, I think Paul and Jude have this competitive, jealousy attitude that I never liked. Every time the more it are doing this thing, we should. I say, guy, can we just do our thing? Let's do our thing. We are unique in our own ways. Psquare will go for an interview. The artist should be interviewed. When they ask the artist question, Jude is answering. Look at them. Watch.
For the very first time, Jude Okoye, who's the manager to Psquare and also CEO of Square Records, divulged to Hip TV during a radio interview in Uganda the reason behind the split.
Okay, if it's part of our giving back to society, okay, let's help some artists. J Martin's came, we helped him. Immediately he became big, we let him.
Guys, as you're watching it, pay attention to me. How I was looking at him, knowing the fact that he was just lying.
If it's part of our giving back to society, okay, let's help some artists. J Martin's came, we helped him. Immediately he became big, we let him go to be independent. The same thing to Bracket. But maybe his own was different. We were like, okay, let's have this group thing. Let's form a group alliance. Let's have Medine on board. So at the end of the day, when we wanted to kind of officially sign him, then that was when the problem came up. He wanted to have what Psquare had, which was not possible.
I also want what they have.
It took Psquare like 7-8 years to get the cars, the houses, and everything. And within a year, somebody is looking for
The same.
something like that. So I was like, okay, you can get it from here. Maybe there's another option outside there. Go get it.
We say I and Paul should be trying to be hyping him, so that, oh my God. We look at more hit. Don Jazzy will stay with the band. They will ask Don Jazzy even questions. Don Jazzy will just whisper to the band. The band won't answer. Don Jazzy don't want to say anything. Like sometimes I hear, oh, we sign artists, we end up messing them up, or we don't help people around. Now look at it this way. How does that concern me? Jude, you signed Cynthia Morgan. Look at how you ended up with Cynthia Morgan. Jude, you were the one that wanted to sign Mehdi. I didn't even know you wanted to sign Mehdi. Look how you ended up with him. Right? Paul, you signed Mono and one other girl. Today, all of them come out, they are saying things about you. I only signed one artist, singer. His contract ended after, I think, 3 years or 4 years. He left peacefully. I gave him his catalog, everything. In fact, I even gave him money. Ask him. Till today, I still post him on my page, on my story. Psquare have not helped anybody. And how many, during the pandemic, Peter Okoye I was sharing ₦1 million every single day. People will testify it. That Psquare don't help anybody. I saw me this podcast. I was paying. I don't blame him. To be honest with you, I've been to so many competitions in my life. At a tender age, I got used to learning to celebrate others. If you're doubting me, watch this video where I lost Mr. Campos in University of Abuja. But hear me, celebrating with the guy that won. I was first runner up. Watch.
I was among those who contested for Mr. Campos. He won the Mr. Campos. He achieved a lot. Why? it's not really about what you think you are or how your physique is. Look at me, I'm more finer than Tony. Look at my body, you can look at everything, you know. I have more physique than him. But he won the Mr. Campus. I think it was because of what he is. He believed in himself because he knows he's good and he looks nice. Let's forget about how the shape is, the physique. It's not the physique that matters. He is my Mr. Campus and I love him. Tony.
Now that's Peter Okoye. No, that's not Mr. P. That's Peter Okoye. I don't like having issues with people. I'm not a jealous type of person. I'm not a jealous type of person. I don't envy people. Did you understand? I don't compete with anybody. I just want to do my thing and enjoy my life and live a free life. They say you are beefing with your brothers. That thing used to piss me off. I had my wedding, like my own wedding. My own elder brother, so-called manager, never attended it. Why? Let me even tell you how bad it was. That a night before my wedding, Jude booked a show with Globalcom in Ghana. And they showed me our ticket. Coming back the next day, which happens to be my wedding day, was 2 o'clock flight. I said, no. We have to insist until they got us a private jet. Now, we went there. I went to that performance. Left Lagos. Lola is communicating with me in Ghana. She thought I was in Lagos. What happened? The next day, there was environmental in Ghana. I think we would have left very early. Environmental ended about 11. By 12, we boarded the plane. I landed. 1 hour, 30 minutes after my wedding, I've already started. Landed. I didn't shave. I didn't sleep. Now, while I was at my wedding, I was trending for a wrong reason. I was trending for a wrong reason. Jude posted himself in Mervin's studio with Wizkid, Dr. Seed, Fino, Don Jazzy, and the rest of them. I forget what they captured. I'll put it up. That's it here. Jude posted this picture. Look at the date. I got married a day before our Psquare's birthday, 17th. Look at it. Jude posted this. Jude was then trending. I think somebody said something like, you didn't attend your brother's wedding. The next day, I think he responded like, if our mom was alive, this wedding would have held or hold, I don't know. Jude. And despite Jude was with Don Jazzy, Dr. Seed, Wizkid, and Fino and the rest of them, all of them attended that wedding. They still left that studio, attended the wedding. But my own senior brother, manager, refused. I made a shavy for him and everything. Fast forward, few months' time was now Paul's wedding in Port Harcourt. I was there for him. I helped him set up a lot of stuff, connect him with a lot of things in Port Harcourt. I said something on stage that people didn't get. I'll look for that video. I said it. I said, hey, on stage, I said, Paul, you did me a bad thing. You know why? Because when I and Paul were young, we both agreed that our first sons will bear our names, as in our tribal name. My son today is Cameron Nonso Okoye. Paul is Paul Nonso Okoye. Of course, when Paul gave birth to Andre, Obumneme was never found. Another betrayal. Fast forward, few months' time was Jude's wedding. Of course, Jude didn't give me a shebi or even gave Lola. That means automatically we were not invited. The next thing, I did my what we call do me or do you. I posted a picture in my own house, chilling with friends. 3 days time, Paul came back from the wedding. Paul attacked me. I didn't attend Jude's wedding. There's that. The truth, my senior brother should respect. I said, Paul, that by age, if not by age, Lola senior Jude. If not by age, Lola senior Jude Paul. I'm sure that thing pissed Paul and Jude off. Jude claimed he never had any problem with Lola. But Jude, you lied. Listen to this interview between Tunde Ednot and Jude Okoye on Instagram Live. Listen.
But there are some questions that are so important that I have to ask you.
They ask your question. I'm open now. I'm done.
What happened? Should I ask?
Go ahead.
Okay. They said you have a problem with Peter's wife. That you just have a problem and you did not attend Peter's wedding. You said that, make I ask you.
And listen.
So, do you have a, should I don't know, because
Tunde. Tunde, we could leave that matter for another day.
Okay, another day. Okay.
Yes.
But you said ask me any question. That's why I asked you.
Now all of a sudden, you started stammering. But your mouth was sharp before. Big brother man. I'm done.
So, guys, if you have been following this Psquare saga and their separation story from the beginning, you should understand this part. So, this is the part where Jude, come out to tell his own side of the story, and Mr. P, have to debunk everything he said. So if you have been following the story, this is part 6 to 8, and this is where Mr. P stopped. This is the final part where Mr. P stopped. So I don't know if more video is still coming out later on, but I just choose to share this final part for those of us that have been following the video from the beginning. So like I told you guys, whatever gist that is out there, I'll keep bringing it out for you guys. So I decided to share this remaining part with you. So drop your opinion, drop your thought in the comment box. Let me know what you guys think regarding what Mr. Jude Mr. Jude Iscariot said. Because that guy, I don't know, that guy has really done a lot in this whole saga, in this whole story. No, the guy did not try at all. But I will leave you guys to judge that part. Let me know what you guys think in the comment box. Don't forget to like, comment, and also subscribe to this channel. See you again in my next video. Bye for now.